Hello everybody, my name is Tyler and I am currently on the way to work. This guy does not need to be on the street, so how are you doing today? So I streamed yesterday, and for those of you who didn't watch my stream, how dare you? I wanted to communicate with you, but you might have been busy, so that's fine. If I didn't communicate it already on Twitch and YouTube, which I did, I believe yesterday I made the announcement that I quit I quit gaming. I quit mobile gaming. I'll probably title the video as like I quit gaming, but essentially I've come to realization that like for as many games and properties that we have, I don't have time for phone games anymore because I already have my hands dipped into PlayStation, my hand is dipped into Steam gaming, my hand is dipped into Epic stores. Because of the system that is subscription-based gaming and subscription-based services, I already have a lot of my time into different pots that are currently available. So I have my subscription for PlayStation, which is odd dollars a year, and I can technically upgrade my subscription to be able to play games on Steam, games on my PC through the cloud, and I just need to transfer my save file from one to the other. I would just have to then get a gamepad, which I already do for PlayStation, but I can either connect my PlayStation 4 controller to my PC and then we'll play PlayStation games, or I get a gamepad for Xbox and play Steam games with it. So that's what I can do. It's funny because like I say that, but I do know there's gonna be a mobile game for Final Fantasy VII, which covers all the Final Fantasy games, and I do want to be a part of it. So I'm probably lying because like I think what I mean to say is like broad, just general and broad gaming. Like I can't commit myself to near Replicant anymore, which is a mobile game, which is technically the sequel to Near Automata. I can't commit my time anymore, or as much time as I like, to Ni no Kuni Crossworlds, which is a phone game that is the sequel to Ni no Kuni Revenant Kingdom. I mean, maybe I could just dedicate this now that I'm processing it. Unless I dedicate that stream to just mobile gaming or to a specific game, I don't think I can truly like hunker down. Like I can't play Gunpla Battle Warfare anymore. I can't play that anymore. I can't play Final Fantasy War of the Braves anymore. And it's a tactics game, but it also is a gacha game too. And I think what made Ni no Kuni much more bearable to play was just the fact that you would what am I trying to say? Because I don't think I have the time for mobile games anymore. But it's definitely different. I have to be picky. I have to be picky with games. I have to be very picky. I can't. It's the same thing to where there was a game called Brave Frontier. It's been such a niche game that I haven't played it anymore. There's definitely Brave Exodus, which plays the same format. I can't play that anymore. I can't play Mega Man Dive anymore because to a certain point there is an actual plot, but it's so grindy, and the fulfillments and the requirements you need to do in order to keep up with it is egregious, but also it's a situation where I don't think I have time because I still need to finish my projects like Ninja Gaiden. I have gameplay of Ninja Gaiden but never finished it yet. I have gameplay of Horizon Zero Forbidden West, and I still need to finish Forbidden West There is there is remnants of the Ash that I still need to beat. There's other games that I've started and never finished. And I don't mean to say that I'm ungrateful of my time when I co-streamed with Shrunken Squad and his friend Devil, but also it's bittersweet though. It's bittersweet because after the wedding in 2020, he hasn't really spent much time. He never made. I've been left on red for quite a long time, and I don't know if it's something that I did wrong, and I feel like I just need to call him at some point and say, hey, like, can we talk about this? Otherwise, I just don't know if he's busy or if he's just really away from it, because I've started so many games and we've had a situation where we had a full year of just us collaborating every Sunday, 12 hours. We play a game together, and that was the collaboration. And then up to a certain point, there'd be times to where I had a creative difference compared to him, and also there was a time to where I started Resident Evil Village without him, and we talked. It was like he had acknowledgement that I wanted to do this, and he was bittersweet about it because he wanted to play it together with me, even though it's not a co-op game. But also, like, we've had issues to where we played other games that weren't a co-op Resident Evil game, and we tried to do that, but the entire time that I had things happen to myself, he continued again, like, sorry my guy, I gotta look out for my viewers and stuff like that. Or when I was ahead of the game, I took my time to watch. I stopped myself playing so we can watch him catch up in Resident Evil 0. But it came to a situation where, like, I don't know, there's a lot of creative differences, and if I game with people, I feel like I need it to be a game where we play it where it is a co-op game. If we play It Takes Two, then we could have played that together. If it is Don't Starve, we can play that together. If there was games like, we played Deathwing for Warhammer 40k, and we played that together. That was really fun too. And the gaming space really provides a lot of games to co-op, and there are other games where it's a solo experience, but I just wish it was a little different. Which reminds me, I do want to play the DLC for Village, which is coming out this month or next month, so I need to get that subscription. I need to buy that now and then get that ready. But there's also God of War I need to figure out time for. And because I'm thinking about Thursday to Monday, I'll get time off for it. And I'm thinking about how to schedule in a God of War stream, but I do need to finish Horizon. I really need to finish Horizon, and I haven't had time to really do it, so I'm thinking that for the next couple of days I will be streaming it, and I do need to make due diligence to do so, because it's a game that needs attention, that I need to get done and dealt with. I need to finish books I've already opened. That's what I feel like I have to do for my content, and I can't be doing that if I'm starting out my day by doing phone games like Ni no Kuni or Gundam or Nier or Dislight. I thought about playing Dislight, and I had fun doing it, but then I came to a conversation with myself that, wow, I am spending almost the entire stream just playing a mobile game, And that's fine because that is content. But at the same time, I subscribe to myself to, like, I spent money on this game. I need to finish it. I think that's just what it is. I need to fit, like, I'm upset that I've spent this much time in this game. And there's been, from the time that I bought it till now, it should have been finished. Because when I was younger, you would only get one game every couple months. And when you had the free time, you would just sink your hours into it. You would just sit down and just play it, and you finish it. There was a time where you finished games before playing other games. But when games become too available right now, I lose track of where it was before. It's almost like when you start a JRPG, you can't just pick it up like 6 months later. You would have to restart the whole entire game again. And I think that might be the issue when I finish Persona 5. Persona 5. It's been years since I've bought Persona 5, and it's been months or a year since I've actually finished it. I just need to finish it. It's even on the. I had to downgrade it to easy mode so I can try and finish it. But for it to be such a long game, I need to make and put time to finish it. But I feel like because of the general like landscape of gaming and the landscape of my time, I actually don't think I can afford the ability to like do mobile gaming. It reinforces that I don't have the luxury to do so anymore, because there are other games that I still bought that I need to finish, because that's what I did back then. Only to realize my subscription may have been a handicap. But also, once I finish these games, there are certain games that maybe I should, I don't know. Now even as I'm talking to you guys, I may be thinking about, hey, maybe I should stop subscription entirely. Because like in some hindsights, by removing my subscription to PlayStation, I don't get my free games anymore. I don't get to play online games, the online services and stuff like that. Sure, but at the same time, it gives me back so much more time to just play these games that I have, the full like hard disk games that I bought, digital games that I bought, and if I can just finish those, that'd be great. There was a once upon a time that when I had Ryan drive me, I had to drive Ryan around. He would pay me in gas money, but then he would end up just buying me a game a month in compensation. And some of those I don't think I finished even too. So I just need to. It's just the landscape of gaming nowadays. It's becoming so saturated with long-hour games. Some of the games that I like are just so long to complete. I have a Final Fantasy 12 game that I can probably not finish, but I may have to unless I delete all of the videos for it, because it's been such a long time since I've touched it. And I do also, there's another game I want to play, Final Fantasy X. I have the game and I haven't finished it yet. I have Final Fantasy Type 0 and I want to finish it. There's games that back then I would buy once every 3 months, and that would be the game I finish. But nowadays, like, gaming has become so saturated that you can pick up and leave it like it's an unfinished bowl of rice or unfinished plate of food. And I don't like wasting my food. So I think one of the best things you have to do is just to not start things you know you can't finish. And that's a lot of problems with like the gaming industry, because I mean, sure, there's battle royale games like Fortnite or Modern Warfare where you can drop in. It's a basic premise. You run, you shoot, and then you can leave it. Or Valorant too. Shoot, I need to I don't have my priorities straight. And I guess that's kind of a fun segue to where the last weekend I went to PAX 2022, and I personally don't think PAX was the right space for gaming that I am used to. So I was only able to go to the Saturday and Sunday of PAX because of my work schedule and because of my time, and it didn't feel right to go more than that, because this is the first time that I've been to in such a long time. And I come to realize that that when I went, it was bittersweet, because when you first walk through the doors, it's not what you expect. Let's start from the entrance. The entrance to PAX West was ridiculous. I had to just figure out where to go. For some reason, people directed me to no one knew how to enter no one knew how to enter PAX without taking multiple detours. From the normal entrance of the conference, you either had to turn left or turn right, and it's almost bittersweet because you should never turn left, because enforcers, I don't know why the enforcer insisted that I went. The enforcer had me walk the entire perimeter of PAX just to get into PAX, whereas you were supposed to go through the bridge exit underneath a bridge. So there's two bridges. There's a bridge that goes up the hill, and then there's a bridge where it's a tunnel right next to I-5. You're supposed to take the entrance by I-5. I didn't do that during the first day. I had to hike up, around, and down a pair of stairs, and some enforcers were like, "What? I'm so sorry that one of our team members made you do this." I appreciate that. It doesn't change the fact that there was a time where the front entrance was just the front entrance, and that's how you enter PAX. And then you would go up the escalators, and there'd be banners of games. There'd be banners of, "Hey, this is PAX. Welcome to PAX." But when I went up the escalators, there wasn't a lot of promo to have, because when I went into the expo hall, it was fairly empty. Like there was a huge booth for a game developer that introduced the game Angry Foot. Sure, Angry Foot's really fun. It's like a mercenary that kicks really aggressively. It's an alien. Sure, that's fun. But I mean, going into PAX, this was a time to where people could have had the chance to test demo Valkyrie Elysium. They could have done the test demo to God of War Ragnarok, to Final Fantasy 16. There was a lot of games that people were hyped for that they could have had the platform to do it at PAX, and they didn't do it. Instead, there was a huge space for Dragon Ball Z The Breaker, and that was just a Dead by Daylight clone. I mean, maybe you could have had the chance. I saw a power-up where a civilian could have done a Kamehameha, but no. We don't need another Dead by Daylight. We need another fighting game from Dragon Ball Z. We needed the opportunity to pose with a piece from God of War. I wanted to sit on Odin's throne. I wanted to experience games that were going to be released in the next year, if not during fourth quarter, during the winter, if not during the fall. But no, they didn't have that. There was a Saints Row booth. There was a corner for indie developers, again, sure. There was there was a piece of land for Baldur's Gate for Tiny Builds, the game developer. Though I feel like those had more space than they should have. No, but actually Baldur's Gate had a good amount. Tiny Builds probably shouldn't have. They were I don't know why it was such a skeleton build, because they were missing even the artist alley, which was predominant, because there's a building that had console gaming, there was classic gaming, and then there was each floor following suit. The very bottom was supposed to be ground zero floor for just artists and everything. None of that happened. We don't have an artist alley, anything that could be considered an alley for artists. They were scattered around like treasure hunts, and I wish they offered more to sell, because there was 2 areas of the expo hall. The second expo hall that was right behind that you had to take the sky bridge for normally had more things to offer, like more stores, more game props, and there was a booth for custom controllers. Sure, there was a booth for custom gaming gear, gamer inspired gear even. And then this was a convention that really just catered to tabletop gaming. There was so much so that on the Skybridge they were selling products. There was multiple vendors upstairs and downstairs that was just selling custom dices, custom game mats, used games, and the like. And the very upstairs, the 6th floor to the Seattle Convention Center, you had so much real estate to do tabletop gaming, but that space originally had artists there, had other like up and coming vendors. There would have been a Rooster Teeth, and there was like such a situation where I just wish we were, maybe it's just my fault, maybe we are getting to a transition of just the old PAX 2019, PAX 2015. There was such precedent. There was a precedent to celebrate gamers, to celebrate content. It would have been like the E3 before E3, but now that I came back to PAX, it is really just a situation where I should be researching more. I would have had a better time if I went for just one day, and I probably would have saved money if I went one day, because during my first day of PAX, I only bought shirts, sure, and then I didn't feel the need to like buy certain things either. But when I spent time with my friend, I was able to get a microphone stand, which had a pretty good deal, because originally the microphone kit including the stand would just be like $54, but they sold it at the con for like $30. And it was really cool because now my Yeti microphone at home has like a little like ring that I had to screw on first, and then the primary like arm to then attach to the arm. Like there was a peg that latched. It's a whole system, but I now have a mounted microphone. I can pull it out and pull it in whenever I want to. My desk has never been clearer because of it. I can see more of my screen now because my microphone's not in the way. And I mean that is a good bit from getting stuff from PAX. I got a cool game mat I can now rotate with my other products. I may have to throw away the Daiso game mat, PC mat. I thought it was a good idea, but I can't just return a $5. It's for a couple bucks, yeah, but like maybe that's what I do. I do regret growing up and not taking care of my game mats better, because I had such a plethora of like game mats. I should have taken better care of it. I know I used a lot of it when I first moved out because it was a thing to do, because Yeah, like your desk will have a gamepad because that's a really big mouse pad. And I didn't do that. I didn't take care of it. Gaming has definitely changed in the last several years, and I would have to say that nowadays it's really good. You're better off finding gaming for your own time. Like if I would be commuting more, if I took more of a route of just taking the bus or taking like if I wasn't the one driving, if I wasn't the one that made these ventures by driving, by going to work and things like that, I mobile games are a great way to kill time for these things. However, with my current schedule and the way that I'm trying to take care of my home to make it more livable, I want my room to be in a situation where I can have guests come over. But I don't. I'm spending a lot of time just trying to make my rent due. You know, nowadays people have only the time to work so they can pay their rent, and then even before thinking about vacation, that's what they plan on, just working the entire year because they don't make enough to do things like gaming, do things like tabletops. And for what PAX was and for what gaming was, it was really good to be able to just sit down for like 15 to 30 minutes. Because my friend and I on Sunday, it looked fun to just go through the Nintendo Pokemon booth and just learn how to play Pokemon again. We got a chance to learn how to play Pokemon, and it's been a while since we played Pokemon. But that was pretty fun. Yeah, it was really fun to just sit down and, hey, let's play this version of Rochambeau with Pokemon, with this game of Speed. And then it was really good. It was really cool and fun. And we got a chance to play 2 different games of Pokemon. He still beat me. I'm really bad with card games now, but it's all about RNG and the setup. It's truly just the matter of how you set up the game. And you know, gaming is going to be really changing for me. At least for me in the channel, I'll be definitely spending less time playing mobile games. I'll be spending more times playing proper games, and by proper I mean I'll be playing more PC games and more console games, but there will be a time where I transition out of console games, I think, because of the service that PlayStation is providing. Because if I can play PlayStation exclusive games on PC through an app that I'm streaming from the cloud, then that just opens up opportunities to where, hey, I don't have to like turn on my computer and make it a whole process. I can just sit down at my very comfortable PC. I can just turn it on. I can just take the middleman, which is PlayStation consoles, out of the way and just really enjoy myself. And that'd be pretty cool. That'd be really cool to do. And I would really love to just sit down, turn on my computer, which I paid money for that, and I need to be able to upgrade my PC soon so that I can better properly enjoy what I bought. I put money down on it, and it's been years since I bought my PlayStation 4, and I got money out of it, and I'm really grateful for it. Now I need to invest and get my money out of my PC. And for me to upgrade my subscription and to do everything, it's definitely a venture I have to look into. But I think that is the current current state of gaming for me. I have to quit. I can casually play mobile games now, but I need to really just dial it down. I will definitely reinstall BlueStacks when the Final Fantasy mobile game comes out. I may pick up BlueStacks again, because Ni no Kuni is actually a really intuitive mobile game. Because sure, there's the daily grind of just doing the Swift uh, Swift solutions, and there's like conquest missions that take up a lot of my time from that game. But otherwise, and it does force you to do side quests in order to progress in the main story, but that's fine. That's not like it's asking me to do a mini game to progress the story. That's Revenant Kingdom. Revenant Kingdom soft locked you if you didn't do the mini game that was building up your society that you're being the kingdom king of, which is where this game takes place in. This game takes place in Evermore, which is what you built up in the game Revenant Kingdom. So the continuity of the game is forever like being connected to previous titles. Really cool. And the more I talk about it, uh, the more I talk about it, the more it makes it harder for me to play, harder for me to not play the game. So I think I will play Ni no Kuni on my phone and on my PC. But I think I'll have to make it a power hour to where I can't do Gundam anymore, and I can't do some Square Enix games. When the Final Fantasy game comes out, my hands are, everything is thrown down. I want to play Final Fantasy 7. I want to be in the world that is Final Fantasy 7, especially during the time when Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth is going to be released. I believe it's going to be released next year, so I'm really excited for what's to come. In the meantime, I'm going to end the video right here. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you liked it, please consider following me. Consider going out to my socials, and let me know in the comments what kind of conversations you want to have. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, my name's Tyler. I'm your friend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.